For over the past year, board member and nature photographer Roger Zimmermann has been photographing one of North Central Conservancy Trust's public conservation easement known as Rice Lake Bog. Through his experiences from being in the Peace Corps, studying biology, and photographing the beauty of nature, his photos take us on a journey for what it means to protect central Wisconsin lands.
I heard about it via a map. I'm on the town board of the town Reed, and we were looking at some property along Highway Y, and I saw a note there that said North Central Conservancy Trust. And she said sure, and she contacted Joe Seisler and got permission for me to go on the property, and I've owned it ever since. I've become very paternalistic about the property. Like I said, I saw Kevin Thusius from the Ice Age Trail. His car was back in the woods one day, and I drove up and I could see the car, and I thought, oh, who is in there and what are they doing? Right away, I want to know what's going on, and he drives up, and so. But yeah, it's kind of like my piece of land right now. It's about a mile from my house, and I spend a lot of time there. I've been there a couple times this week already. So that's how I heard about it, was through a previous board member, really. Well, actually through the map and then through a board member.
Can you say more about how you're paternalistic about the property? Well,
I just feel like not like I own it, but it's like it's become part of me. It's a fantastic piece of land. It's an old white cedar forest that probably never been touched. At least Al Haney doesn't think it's ever been logged. And it's like a jungle. Well, I was in the Philippines in the Peace Corps for 4 years, and I lived up in the jungles. And when I went into that piece of property, it felt like I was back in the Philippines in the jungle. It is so dense. It is so jungle-like inside. I just fell in love with it, so I don't want anything to happen to it. I'm so glad that the Conservancy got it, and then the Ice Age Trail got it, so that it will stay the way it is forever. It would totally be a shame that something would have happened to that piece of property.
Have you found anything similar of that property around this
No,
area?
I actually went to the neighboring piece of property. There's another person, Gary Kodrowski, owns the rest of the area all around there. And I talked with him this past week, and I asked if I could go on his property too, and he let me go on it. But it's different. His property faces the south, and this property really doesn't have a north-south exposure. And so the woods is different. It has a different feeling. He has some oaks. This one doesn't really have any oak in it. So it has a whole different feeling. It's a very close feeling when you're in this woods. It's very, very, it's not like a large forest, where you can see quite a ways and there's trails everywhere. There's nothing. It's just dense. It's just dense forest. So perfect. I almost got lost in there, actually, in the middle of the winter. I've got a compass now. I bought a compass. So it's a small piece of property, but you can get turned around because it's so close. You don't know which way's up. You can hear the traffic, though, if you sit and listen for a while. Oh yeah, there's County Y. I know which way to go. So I would never get lost in there, but you could get disoriented easily.
That's why your wife always says that she's worried about you.
Well, right? And I did fall in once, and so yeah, she's worried about me. I was there in winter, and there's a spring. There's some springs that come out of the Conservancy land, and they go out into Rice Lake. And I saw a little creek coming out, and it was snow covered, and it was just beautiful. And so I took a picture of it. I thought, well, I'll get a little closer. And I was walking what I thought was on snow and or ice. But all of a sudden, down I went. I sank into about this deep, and I grabbed onto some brush, luckily, that was there, and I pulled myself out quickly, but I was all wet, mud, so I kind of hurried to my car. It was only 20 degrees out, so I wasn't that far away, probably about a quarter mile to the car, and it was pretty cold and mud covered. And so and then I should have never told her, but I did. I eventually told her that I got wet. And so now every time I go anywhere, like even coming here tonight, don't fall in. That's all I ever get.
So what experience do you have from the past that started your love for nature?
Well, I have a degree in biology. I started out as an electric engineer at UW-Madison. I got a degree in biology in 1968. And I've been a bird watcher. I've done a lot of botany, outdoors living. I was a free range kid. There were 9 kids in our family, and we were pretty much let alone. And there was a huge wooded area near our place, and we lived in the woods. We were out there constantly, and so the woods, outdoors was my life growing up, and that just kind of stuck with me. So it's been ever present in most of the stuff that I've done.
So it just seemed natural to
It's just
figure out join the North Central Conservancy Trust.
Well, actually, my wife and I talked about it because I was kind of up to here in stuff. I was on the board, the Marathon County Board. I was on 7 committees. I'm the president of the Turning Club and a bunch of other organizations. And here comes another organization. And my wife said, we talked about it, whether we should join this. And we said, well, this is really what we like. This is, if anything, we should drop something else and take this on. And so it was a mutual decision with my wife and I that I would be on the board. So my role on the NCCT at this point is I'm just still learning. You don't do this, you don't come charging in and take over or whatever it is that you think you should do. And you have to get a feel for the board, and then it changes. We're on the board, 3 years? 6 years, huh?
3 years,
3 year
and
terms?
you could do 3 year terms, 2 3 year terms.
It could be, yeah. So it takes a little while, and then somebody new comes on, or somebody leaves and moves away, decides that they don't have time for it anymore, and the board is always in flux. It's changing all the time. You'll find that out, right?
I'm glad you found us, Roger.
So what would you recommend to someone looking to get involved with NCCT that doesn't know their niche yet?
Well, I'd say you can do anything. It's just like my photographs. I mean, there's no place in the board bylaws or activities that this is what they need to have. So you find a niche. You find what you can contribute. You can be a member of the Public Relations Committee or the Properties Committee, or you have to kind of take some things on yourself. You have to decide, I have this ability or I have this interest, I'll get involved. I'm going to step up to the plate and I'll get involved and make it happen. That's how things happen all the time. There's so many little things you can do just to contribute. You don't have to be a big contributing individual to contribute something. You can contribute.
Yeah, and I definitely think your photographs have really benefited.
Yeah, and that's sort of a
in so
side
many ways.
contribution. I'm
Definitely.
hoping, being with my experience on the board actually has a little bit more value than just my photographs, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, you're visually capturing, the beauty that we're able to preserve. NCCT is planning on designing cards to have at our silent auction at our annual meeting in October. And have you ever had something designed like this for you or put together for you?
I have, well, not exactly this, but yes, the Monk Gardens in Wausau, R.W. Monk Gardens, R.W. Monk Gardens. I've done a lot of pictures for them. I've probably done 1,000 pictures for them as well. And they've taken some of my photos and turned them into cards and sell them as a fundraiser. I also have photos in the Nature Photographer magazine, which I get a little, not much money, $30 for a picture or something like that for their magazine. But so I've got about 12 pictures in their magazine. And I used to do photography professionally. I was the photographer at the neurophysiology department at UW-Madison.
Oh, wow.
So
Cool.
I've done various aspects of photography as well. And I've got my pictures in probably 3 books already, and Al Haney's book is going to be coming out. I got 10 pictures in that book. So
You said memory before. Is there one memory that stands out for you since you've been involved with North Central Conservancy Trust that just sticks with you? Through your photographs or through your experience hiking through the woods.
Well, the memory is the bog right now. It has captured me hook, line, and sinker for one. But the whole concept of saving the bog for anybody that can go into it. And I've also met some very nice, interesting people through this Nature Conservancy. In a year and a half, I've met a lot of very interesting people. And it's all been because of asking Jane if I could go to the bog and take some pictures, and that just started the whole ball rolling. And now I'm into dragonflies. I'm in the Dragonfly Society, and I'm writing back and forth about dragonfly pictures. And I'm now on the Wausau Naturalist webpage, and I just started. It's just mushrooming. There's a good one.
Oh yeah.
But it's amazing.
You're a fun guy.
Yeah,
Very much like this.
Yeah, no, the link. You get one little link, and it leads to another little something, and it just grows really, and it has grown in a year and a half. I'm amazed. There are people out there that I didn't even know existed that were doing this stuff. Like Al Haney and Freckman and Dave Hillier and the whole conservancy group. We didn't even know they existed. We didn't even know all you people were working on stuff like this.
Yeah, it's like you said. Everyone has finds their own niche in different.
Yeah, and so we found my wife and I found a new niche. Me in particular, I'm the one that's mostly involved right now. But yeah, it's a whole new niche. Some of these nature conservancy people are becoming my family. There's getting to be people I know and talk to and share experiences with, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. And that won't happen unless you get involved. So you ask, what can you do to get involved? You just get involved. Something. You find something. You participate in some form or fashion.
You mentioned the word forever and the significance of the word forever. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, well, let me flip it upside down. Like one over forever. You look backward in time. This bog, it takes about 10,000 years to form a bog of this nature to the level that it's gotten to at this time. And so it's taken almost forever to get here. 10,000 years is forever, right? For a lot of things. And it will exist for another thousands of years in some form or fashion. It's always going to evolve. It's going to change. The new plants will take over, and the lake will eventually close in. And so it'll be a whole new place 10,000 years from now. But it'll still be there, and it'll still be evolving on its own without human intervention. It'll take care of itself forever, as long as we leave it alone. If we don't leave it alone, that's when forever concept gets destroyed, in my opinion. Because it takes care of itself. It has for thousands and thousands of years. And it's done a wonderful job. It's a beautiful place to go. And preserving it forever, meaning let's keep our fingers out of it as humans and let the natural course of events take their place forever. That's what I mean by forever. And the only way to do it is to just say, all right, hands off. We're not going to do anything with it. That simple little statement is...
It's forever.
And hopefully with using your photography, you can help people, want to help preserve it forever, too.
Other people that are putting their land in conservancy have the same concept, forever, right? They don't want it to be meddled with, because it's wonderful the way it is. And I think that's their concept of forever. Oh, they know it's going to change. You have primary succession or secondary succession or forest fires or whatever is going to happen. Things change, and it always will change. But it's changing naturally forever. We aren't going in there and destroying the natural order of things.
I'd like to that this property is open to the public. That's pretty significant to me, that people can enjoy a walk in the woods forever. Forever.
Learning all this stuff is really fun, and I think if you don't ever have those aha moments where you learn something new, that's sad. You go, oh, look at this. I've never seen that before. What is that? Those are aha moments. Those are pretty nice. And kids get them all the time.
And you can still have them in central Wisconsin.
And you can have them in central Wisconsin, and you can have them in your backyard.
Thanks, Roger. We really appreciate it.
For more information on this story and for obtaining more photos from Roger's experience, please visit our website at www.ncctwi.org. Thank you.